I'm sitting in my vehicle today and I'm going to be doing a session for a client. I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in exploring a session with me, please come visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you today. It's going to be an awesome experience. So the goals are very simple. We're going to be going to Source and doing energy healing for you, and thank you for sharing with others. So we're all going to reap the reward of this experience. Okay, I'm going to relax now and get tuned in, get connected, and we will see what comes up here. Cannot wait to connect with Source and literally share healing today. It's going to be amazing. Okay, here we go. Source. Okay. This is the first scene. So I experienced Source as really intense golden light. There's some yellow in it, and the yellow is really intense as well. And it's only like maybe a foot above your head. And then that energy, which is circular, is starting to come down, and it's sort of warping the scene a bit as though it was always straight in front of you. And it's peculiar because it's like emanating light, but it also acts like a doorway, okay? I also experience a warped reality. So Source is really small, or Source is maybe the size of yourself, okay? It's not showing me Source as this like vast super universe, okay? I like the experience so far because I'm watching, I see you. You have Source just circulating above your head, and then that energy comes in front of you as though it always was in front of you. And I mean, I experienced the bending of reality. You are looking down at the ground, and what is down is brownish in color, and it too is kind of circulating, but it's far more dense. It's slowly circulating to a point. It's so slowly circulating you may not even notice it. All right, now Source is echoing information to you from in front of you, but it's showing me time as though it was always above, it was always in front, and then the realities were always warped. And it's showing that that you are basically the nucleus of a sphere. And so Source is basically reflecting from every direction. And so a sphere has infinite sides, or therefore it has no sides. So it's echoing from every direction. So Source is all around you is what it's showing me. It's not just up there, like heaven is above us, you know. It is not just right there in front of you. Can't you see Source? It's right there in front of you, you know. It's actually all around you. You're basically in the center of Source. It's pretty cool. You, though, are... Okay, so you're looking down in a way is sort of... you're not seeing Source. You're not looking at Source, okay? You're looking away from Source. And how you're emanating that experience of looking away from Source, it seems like a sensation of sadness and separation. But it also feels good. It feels like a good part of the journey. Believe it or not. My guides are like, so separation and sadness is a good part of the journey. Looking away from Source is a good part of the journey. And I say, okay, let me see how I want to explain myself here. When I look into you looking away from Source, I actually feel the growth and development of a soul. And in the growth and development of the soul, I experienced something so pure, such a pure essence of love that it is undeniable. It's like Source grows within your growth, and your growth then is a gift to Source. So who is really, is like, is Source the God of all, or are you the growth that creates the source that grows, you know, like through you. There's something absolutely phenomenal about the meaning of this, okay? Guides are like, okay, so we want to reiterate, the sadness and the separation are beautiful, are a good thing. And I say, okay. So I said my initial response. So I'm going to take a look at this and look at it in a different way, okay? I'm going inside of you as though you are the doorway. Not allowed to go inside of you as though you are the doorway. I'm only allowed to look in from outside the sphere, look inside of it, and I see you. It's like, you know, one of those Christmas orbs and you shake it and then it snows. You're like the ornament on the inside of the orb, and so I see you. I tell them that I can't really deviate from my initial response. I mean, I can't deviate from my initial response. So if they're trying to get somewhere with these questions, then I need them to emphasize, like, tell me direct here. Just tell me direct here where you're going with this, other than to question the meaning of everything. Okay, this is source healing stuff here. So let's see what comes next, okay? All right, this is the next thing. There's reality in the sphere. And I see source again in front of you, primarily like the only place that captures the source light is in front of you, and there's remnants of times where the source light was above you. And I can't experience the remnants of sources all around you. It's almost like how light reflects. It's not like it absorbs into your entire window. It's just like you could see it from an angle. It might reflect off of something, but for the most part, like it's just in patches. You know, there's the light right there. That the light isn't all around me. And they're saying that is where the misconception is, because the light is all around you. And what we want to do is manifest that epiphany, that experience, that pure awareness, so that you don't feel separated, that you don't feel, that you feel that connection, you feel that surrounding you. And that's what they want to manifest. That's what the goal is, to manifest that experience for you. Because I'm talking to them about, if we were to all to have this gift, then there wouldn't be anything, there wouldn't be the value of what I had initially seen. That value wouldn't be part of the reality, you know, it would be a different reality. And so each reality has its special charms, even if those charms are challenging, even though those charms are hard, you know, emotionally distant. This is the charm that we're shifting you into, okay? This reality with the light surrounding you, all around you. It's essential that you experience this as your healing today, okay, with Source. All right, it's almost like we're going to learn about what causes that experience. Yes, they show me this reality, your sphere. They show me right next to your reality, which is inside of a cube, is another cube-shaped reality. And then I'm in a vast universe of cube-shaped realities. It's like you can never count all these cubes. And some of the realities have nothing inside of them. I mean, it's seemingly nothing in those cubes. It's pretty weird. It's almost like space in between other spaces. Some of them are active and some of them are inactive spaces, but they're all connected, like pixels in a TV. And then when you see all the pixels from a distance, you see the bigger picture of everything. But then when you see each pixel individually, you look inside and there is a story, you know? There is an event that is unique to that pixel, that cube. It's just altering the perspective of things. I'm having a hard time shifting the energy right now, what is inside your sphere, with source all around you. So I'm going to pause for a moment. All the scenes remain. I'm moving into yet another scene, okay? And I feel I'm basically you. I'm standing in your shoes, and there's a dense energy that separates me, separates you then from the purity of source. And that's what I'm being presented with. That is a calling to break down that wall, okay? We're just going to look at it and define it like this, okay? In order to accomplish the task. You're still looking down into the brown, slowly circulating density. The wall is also dense. It seems to have a consciousness of its own kind. And it literally is kind of in the shape of a piece of bread or toast, like, but it's a denser, it's more like a rock. And I feel a goodness in this, actually. In this structure that separates you from source, I feel a goodness. And what this gives you is a gift. Let's say there's 1,000,000 parts of your awareness, okay? And this stone of separation gives you access to 0.1 parts of your awareness. And when you don't have access to the whole 1,000,000 parts, you start to fine-tune a single thread of your totality. And when that thread is enhanced, and through a lifetime, let's say, which might give you access to 0.1 of certain other threads of 1,000,000, let's say, those threads start to glow with extraordinary light, and they become blossoming tools for the 1,000,000 parts of who you are. And for me to remove this rock is basically going to be like drowning you in energy and literally be like you would explode. I mean, if I were to remove this rock, you would die. Because our physical form isn't capable of allowing that much information to flow through it. We would literally, our mind would shut down. It wouldn't be our heart stopping, it would be our brain overload. It'd be like the computer starting to get fried and then smoking, and then bam, it's totally just done. It's like the computer blew up. And that's why that energy is there. And I hear Source encourage you to, it's like, it's hard to be human because we are constantly reminding ourselves of the truth that love is always there, right? Whether we can absolutely experience that or we have to remind ourselves of it. And then we get times where we get really like toddler-like and we get pissed and it's like the love isn't there. Why do I have to keep reminding myself the love is there as though I'm trying to be like positive in a negative world? Like it sometimes it eats us alive. And then sometimes we reach these points where we have serenity and we just know it's true. And it's almost like we're resisting the true joy of this setup of reality. We're resisting the true joy of what we are gifted with by having this experience. And when we embrace not knowing, when we embrace being only 0.1 ones of millions of awarenesses, you know, like when we embrace small particles of our totality, and we just embrace it just like this, we become full of the light that we already are. Because we are part of the process of our existence, of our experience. The separation is when we aren't happy with being fractured, even though we're not. We just aren't flowing with everything. This physical form can't cope with flowing with everything. It isn't capable of it. It can't digest that much information. It literally would pop. We would literally pop like balloons that had too much air in them. And it would happen so instantaneously. It's pretty surreal to feel that. But when we love it to be just like this, we love these confusing conflicts. We love these boring moments of each and every day. We love the magic of those moments when we suddenly see it differently. And we've been trying to see it differently for years, and then it just suddenly happens all in a single day, and it just blows our mind, you know? And that was just a tiny, tiny little particle. And that was surreal. That was a gift. That was wealth. And our soul had access to that moment of breath, and it was just phenomenal. And that wasn't working with all. That was working with what we can flow through this form right now. That vastness that we can flow through this form right now. It's interesting, as they say, the older you get, the wiser you are. And it's almost like on some level you've allowed so much to flow through your life experiences, and you've expanded some through those life experiences by going through the digestion of the hardships and the successes. So you actually emanate the lifetime. So as you are older, you emanate your path. You emanate the genuineness of who you are. That emanates through your being. It's like when we value those people who have worked through their life and they're now 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, older than that. These are treasures. These human beings are treasures because they have allowed so much information to flow through their form. And life can be short, but it can be a very long time. You can't deny that some experiences in life feel like they drag on forever until you get past all of that and it's like, wow, it would just happen in a blink of an eye. But both are part of our real experience, you know what I mean? And to live 100 years is a long time, is a very long time for information to flow through you. And each year that you age, you are brighter and more beautiful because you are vaster than you've ever been. It's a phenomenal gift. It's a phenomenal gift. You aren't allowing yourself to shift internally yet, as in, I am grateful for all these illusions that I can't outwit, that I can't manifest it differently, that I can't get out of that infinite loop of the same problems coming back to haunt me, whatever, okay? That is falling into exactly what this is about, overcoming it, right? But when you turn it inside out and embrace these issues, embrace these challenges, and tell your body it's safe to embrace more of this divine light and this divine truth. Like when you just allow it in, you allow it in, you allow yourself to cry, you allow yourself to feel defeated, only to get back up again and allow yourself to feel how strong and courageous you are again today. To allow yourself to feel these emotions, to feel this reality, to feel this existence, to rejoice in this existence. Now suddenly you are starting to come into balance with more and more and more of the flow of all these parts of who you are. By allowing yourself to feel alive. Alive, you know, the light bulb is on. It's not dimmed out, flipping on, you know? Because you're letting this flow happen. You're embracing the strength it takes to get through this very impossible day. And dang it, it's going to happen again. Because there's impossible days that you're going to have to go through here in life. And you embrace it, man. You pull it in. And when you want to break down and you want to say, I can't do it anymore, then feel it. Feel like you can't do it, only to find yourself getting up and doing it and loving yourself for being that strong and that courageous, you know? And then having days where then you do nothing and enjoying the saturation of nothingness. Do you see how interdimensionally dynamic it is to be a human being when you allow yourself to be present? Literally present with these many shifts in our day-to-day calibers where we have to do it all and then we get to do nothing and then we get super lazy and then we question ourselves and then we grow some more. We can't even see the growth because we have so much other junk in the way of being able to actually see how awesome we've become through these life experiences. All of this stuff is the gift of our life, of a single lifetime. That's the gift. That's how much source we are. That's how much source we are. So while in some reality you can say there is the gift of the sensation of separation, there is the gift of embracing that and turning that inside out, and now you are the light bulb that's gone bright. Where others haven't figured this out yet, you figured it out. And when the light bulb goes bright, then you become influential. You become source incarnate. That's what we all are. Source incarnate. Legit. We are all legit source incarnate. That's what you are, source incarnate. Like, I feel like your name is source incarnate. When you look in the mirror, I'm going to do this. When I look in the mirror, I'm going to say, you are source incarnate. Dang, you're awesome. You're source incarnate, man. That's cool. That's really cool. That's rich. That's rich. Source incarnate. That's rich, you know? See what you say. You're still stuck in a sphere. I feel like that is part of an imbalance too, like this. We're going to just keep learning and working through this, okay? But I feel your heart is opening up as though the source light, the golden and the yellow above, that distorted into the front and then became both and then became all around you. Like, I feel like this is becoming a circulation in your heart, expanding. Almost as though whatever the sphere is that you are inside of now is inside of you, and you are the container of the sphere of source. Now source doesn't contain you. You are on the inside of source. You know, source is all around you. Now source is within you. You are the container of source. You carry source. You carry source. You are source incarnate. That's cool. Through you, you bring source incarnate here to earth. Through your inspiration to be a part of this world today with all of us, you bring a part of source with you here to this earth. That is special. That is so special. That is so special. You're listening, you're working through it, you're not fully allowing the shift to take place yet. So the external becomes the internal. It's not happening just yet, okay? We're getting there. We're doing the steps. We're getting there, okay? All right, hold on. I don't know if I'm in the past, the present, or the future, but now I am the you that is looking away from source. And I'm feeling how sad that it actually is for our spirit guides to watch us do this. It's heartbreaking. No wonder they kept asking, okay, so you're saying this? Okay, are you nuts? You're saying this? Hey, you freaks, you spirit guide freaks, you can't deny that there's goodness in the suffering, okay? Because I've learned that through suffering. There's goodness because I become wiser through that. You can't deny that's not part of the message of this life and this existence as a human being. But it's so essential that we experience what they're going through, because they're our soulmates. They're our loves, you know? They love us deeply, tenderly love us. And they have to watch their best friends go through this. And that is what they're allowing me to feel, that, and what they feel when we start to shift and we do this. It's like, why does that happen? It's like, you can watch kids, it's like generation after generation, there's always the bullies, there's always the insecurities, there's always the trying to fit in, there's always the whatever, you know. It's like, why can we not get out of doing that? Instinctively, from young ages, you know, we do this. We're doing this as adults too. Like, we can't stop freaking doing it. And that is what takes courage and strength. That is how we grow out of it, is continuing to get stronger and stronger and stronger through these choices, right? To turn the illusion inside out, the external internally. The source is now within. We carry source. We are source incarnate. To feel that, I'm going to go back to feeling what feels like very familiar to being human, as we go through this like sensation of just feeling separated, and we fall into it, and it's like a comfortable depression that we all feel, you know. It's like a comfortable distance from the love of all, and in a way we are more attracted to being distant from it than we are attracted to being get over yourself, you know. It's like, get over yourself with that, you know. Be happy, like, but feel it as your reality, you know. Exist as it, you know. All right, feeling this, feeling what it's like to be the spirit guides who experience that in their own hearts as they go through this life with you, with me, with all of us. They go through this life with us as though they are a part of our very lifetime. And they get pulled into a sadder state. They're always at a high vibrational state of awareness, where we get more sucked into this, the complexities of this reality. They stay like the helium-filled balloons at the higher vibrational states, but they're circulating the same energies through us. It's almost like we're the baby in their womb, you know. Like they're like we're still attached to their high vibrational energies, as they're helping us to circulate those high vibrational energies through us to help us get through these lifetimes here. They support us incredibly saturatedly support us, like the mother to the baby. They support us. They too are a part of the source, which is like the mother to them, the baby, right? They are the mother to us, the baby, you know? And we're all interdimensionally connected. There's no separation. And now there's something I didn't expect, and you choose to let go of your resistance and to let yourself be the baby nurtured by the mother. The baby's nurtured by the mother. Like, it just seems to go on and on and on and on infinitely. It's like, where there is a baby, there is a mother, and where there is a mother becomes the baby to another mother. It's like forever. It's kind of wonderful, though, that there's always a mother there for you, and that you can be the baby, that you can be held by the mother, and that the mother who needs to be held at times can also be the baby held by the mother. It's pretty wonderful, actually. Oh, wow. Beautiful, immaculate golden circulation happening around the head, okay? Particularly behind the ears, like across, you know, back and forth. But I feel emanations of it coming across the front too, not just behind. It feels really good. It feels wonderful. When you let go of the resistance, you just allow yourself to be carried. It's like Jesus will carry your burdens, you know, like Jesus represents support, major support for the heavy burdens we carry. And we can't carry those when we can't carry those heavy burdens, then we can ask Jesus, for instance, to help us carry those burdens, and Jesus will carry your heavy burdens for you and help you to feel lighter. And when you feel lighter, you actually become the emanation of light, lighter. and you start to find a new sense of strength, okay? Our guides are there to do that for us. Then Source is there to do that for our guides. Source is there to do that for us. We are part of Source, therefore we are Source incarnate. You see, you see how it all, you know, comes together. It's like overlapping layers of truth. Pretty cool, really. It's wonderful. Still, the letting go of the resistance, allowing yourself to be carried, the guides now having full access to nurturing you. It's like feeding you where you have lacked in that nourishment, feeding you. And that inspires them to feel even brighter. When you feel bright, it's like they feel brighter. It's incredible. It's like when you're around someone who's really confident and optimistic, it inspires you to be confident and optimistic. We feed each other, literally. Where others lack the nourishment, we feed each other and we help each other become brighter. It's hard to hold that position as a human being, but those that can, you know, the lighthouse scenario, be the lighthouse, it helps others to find the strength to be light as well. To do the reverse, right? To reverse the illusion. To be the Source incarnate. You're really, there's a density developing here, a saturation, a tastefulness, like where we started would have lacked flavor, okay, big time. And we're actually getting to something that is tasty, okay? Because there's a saturation in the tastiness or the flavorfulness, because there is an absorption of the Source energy, which is simply turning the illusions inside out and allowing yourself to be the Source energy. To be the Source energy. It's interesting. So is Source healing you, or are you just remembering who you are? And allowing that memory to blossom inside yourself with saturation and flavorfulness. And then emanating that without resistance, just letting it emanate. We've almost done something here, which is cracking a pretty thick shell, okay? And when I say thick, it's like 6 feet thick instead of just like an eggshell thin. It's pretty thick. And it reminds me of that stone that's like the shape of a piece of bread. It's like if that were spherically all around you. There's love involved with everything, okay? But there's also it's like time for challenge and time for to not feel the challenge, like to feel like reaping the reward, you know? And for that to crack and disappear gives you access to another level of yourself, and it's a vaster, brighter, more self-aware, or more just allowing the divine truth, the Source energy of that which you are, to be more expressed, more vibrantly expressed. You are a gift. You are a gift. And you're allowing more of your gift to reach us all. That's what you're doing. You're literally allowing more of your gift to reach us all. And that way we can't help but be grateful, you know? Because as you become more, you just allow more of the gift without resistance. And then we are grateful. We become, for whatever reason, human. We learn from each other. We inspire each other. We either inspire each other to go into hardships because it's cool, right? It's so cool to be broken down. It's not cool. It's freaking terrible. It's the worst idea ever. Like, it's so wonderful to be strong and healthy and to emanate love and to smile and to laugh wholeheartedly in public places and to dance instead of like holding ourselves back, you know, from each other, from just being, instead of criticizing and judging. Like, let's just set ourselves free already, you know? When you share that gift, you inspire us to know it is safe to share the gifts of what we are too. Why are we so afraid of sharing our source selves? Why do we hold that back? Why is there the resistance? This idea comes to me. I'm just going to throw it out there. Let's say there's a... we're all at different levels of self-expression, okay? And when we sense each other's level of self-expression, what if there's an empathy to diminish the light so we don't overwhelm our brothers and sisters? When really, when we overwhelm each other, like, who wants to have a flashlight shine in their eyes in the dark? You know, it hurts. It's rude. And maybe there's a strange empathy that we just know. Have you ever been around someone who is sad and you kind of tone it down to their level so you're not overwhelming them? When really it's like, get over yourself, let's dance, man. It doesn't feel right, does it? And so maybe there's an empathy involved in dimming our lights or not being too source loud. We're not like overwhelming each other as we slowly but surely feel safer and safer to be more light, you know? Maybe it just takes time. Maybe there's nothing wrong with our swiftness to do this or to hold back doing this, you know? But you're starting to feel more comfortable and safer with yourself. Literally, with yourself. Yourself as this beautiful gift. Your gift of light that is of source, right? You are source incarnate. You don't need to resist that. It's not what is all around you. It is what you carry within yourself, you know, each step of the way. And I feel your guides, in a way, receiving the abundance of your own light flowing through them, then them flowing through you, source flowing through them, flowing through you, you flowing through them, you flowing through source. It's like all this interconnected, overlapping gift of life. And as a human being, to receive more of that vast truth means you are becoming more of yourself. As you get older, you become more of yourself through everything that is the gift of your life and how you work through it and how you emanate your light, right? It's precious. It's precious. Thank you. I feel blessed. I feel the beautiful reminders, and I feel the flow of just this golden purity. And it is, you could just want to soak that up, which is soak up yourself. Just do that, you know? Just do that for a while. It feels good. Thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you for sharing this with everybody here on YouTube. And I hope you feel this. Hope you feel this. I know you are going to. Just enjoying this. It's like so flavorful. Okay. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you all so much. Take care.